The way you drag me along, the way I put you through hell. Tell me, am I insane? Is this where we belong? Is it pleasure or pain that we're still hanging on? Going out of my head, you know true love is dead, but what you said has got me hanging on. I can't help but walk through your landmines, 10 feet and I'm going out of my mind. I'm not right without you, is that so wrong? Can't help but walk through your landmines. I'm bleeding.
Hi class, welcome to a video on Chapter 1 Summary and Quiz. What I will do in this video is I will do a chapter review for you. I will code up some things and just basically check in. So let's start from the beginning. So in this module, I tell you some things to do. Start an IDE, code up a lot of programs. All right. Well, what do we code up? If you go to our textbook, our zero cost textbook, you will see that we have some code inside these pages. So I'll go over each one of these lines. This is a very comprehensive explanation of the hello world, but basically the pound include, this means include a needed library. The library here is named IOStream. IOStream is important because we use cout here. There is another line that I'm fond of putting in here. It's called using namespace std. If you do that, you do not have to have the std modifier in the scope resolution operator in front of the cout. But more on that as we get through the semester about why or why not that is okay or is really a good C++ programming practice. So anyway, let me go back to our Chapter 1 summary here. And let me just start by coding up some of these things. So to do that, I'm going to use my IDE called Code Blocks. You may have VS Code, you may have Eclipse, you may have Visual Studio, whatever. Have an IDE for you. Code Blocks is old, but it is useful. It's useful in working. All right, so I'm going to create a new project. File, new project. And the thing about a project is I want to make sure that I know where my source code is going to be taken care of. Where is my source code going to be created? So if I name this Chapter 1 Review, this is the name of my project, and I'll create this in here. C:\\2024_spring C++. So these are all folders, right? Nothing magic about that. I can find them. You know, here I'm just using Windows Explorer, so 2024 Spring, C++. Oh, and it has not created the folder yet for me, so I do next, and then select the defaults and finish. Now that folder will be created for me. Yep. Hopefully you can see those. It's down here. It says C++ and then Chapter 1 Review. That was not there before. All right. Now main.cpp. I do not need this file in here. This file is in my project right here, right? But I'm going to just remove it, show you how to remove it using Windows File Manager, File Explorer. Okay, so just right click and delete that file. Bye bye. Alright, so now I have main is not, yep, because it doesn't exist. The reference for it exists, but the file doesn't exist. I may have gotten into some trouble there. I probably can't remove it. Oh, I could remove it. Alright, anyway, I'm going to create a new file here. So this is how I do it in code blocks. I select my project, file, new, and I'm going to choose the file with the ... the eclipse after that. I'll choose C++ is my source code. Yep, and file name with the full path. My full path is going to be chapter 1 review. That's fine. And my file name is going to be, just say start here. All right. Save that, debug. That's fine. All right. Now I have a C++ file named start here. When I go to this is a intimidating blank canvas. If you see this, do something like go to W3 Schools and say C++ start or C++ hello world or something like that. So C++ getting started, and you'll come down here to my first program. If you want to, when you're just starting, just copy this code, Control C, go back to your compiler, Control V, and run it to make sure that your program and compiler are working. And it is working. Hello world. There you go. So here's that first line, the pound include. This means include a library, IO stream. We're going to be using this throughout the term. This IO stream library allows you to use this. It stands for console out. So what is ever on the right side of this lesson sign, and here this happens to be a literal string. I'm going to put a couple new lines before and after our hello world, and this will go to our console out or standard output, which is right here. Hello world. Close that. All right, what else was in our review? So main, this is it can only be one main, one lowercase main like this. This actually is a function. And there can only be one main because that's where your program starts. All right, functions were mentioned in our summary. So let's create a function. Functions cannot be created inside other functions, so I have to create this function out here. If I want a function that doesn't return anything, I can say void, and I'll give it a name. Typically, our functions are spelled in Camelback style like that, but it doesn't really matter. And so this function, notice the these are called French braces or curly braces. They have a start and an end. These designate code blocks. So everything is a code block. See the main function has a start and end. Also, this new function called say hello has start and end as well. I'll just put something in here. I'll just see out and say this hello is from say hello function. I like to put parentheses even though this is just a string here, I could put anything I wanted here, right? I can type in anything. Doesn't matter at all. This is just going to be output, right? But say hello, the parentheses after this tell me that this actually is a function. So, and let me do my new line stuff, \n, tip for you. Okay, another thing, statements. This is a statement, a programming statement. Statements begin with a known word. This word right here is known to the compiler. So if the compiler knows this word, that's a good start. And statements in C++ must end with a statement terminator. It's just like a English sentence. English sentences start with uppercase letter and end with a period. By the way, around computers, we don't say that little dot is not a period. It's called a dot, right? So we say star dot star, not star period star, or period star period. I can't even say it without the dot. Star dot star. This is what a function is. A function is a bunch of statements with a name to them. And the name is, say, hello. Oh, notice I started typing say Y and then code complete filled that in for me. So just get in the habit of doing that. Minimize the keyboarding, okay? Minimize fingers on the keyboard. Let your integrated development environment, like code blocks, help you. It's a very good helper. Okay, so to run this program, and then when you do something, think about what is going to be on the screen. Don't just, code stuff up and then press the play button and hope it works. Create an expectation to see what your program will do. Okay, just increment by increment, very, very small changes. So my small change was I created a function named say hello, and then I called this function here in main. So when my program runs, I should see, to my output screen, I should see blank line, blank space, HELLO underscore world, ending with an exclamation, and then 2 more blank lines. Then my function that I wrote right here will be called, and what this function will do, it will do something similar to my hello world statement here, but it will see out this long text string, right? New line, and all this stuff, blah blah blah, new line. Okay, so let's build that and run it, and there you go, hello world. And then hello, this hello is from say hello, type in anything. Okay, what else is on our summary here? Statement comments. Comments are ignored by the compiler and are very, very useful. Okay, backslash or // this is a comment. I'm trying to spell with a microphone in front of me. It's a little bit awkward, but let me show you some other comments here. This is another comment. Notice this other comment has a beginning and an end. Exclamation, everything is exciting in C++ programming, right? Anyway, so those are comments. Ignored by the compiler. Prove that to you. Nothing happens. I built my program and ran it. Everything stayed the same. All right, data. Data is something. Data is information that can be moved or processed. Statements we talked about. Oh, data types. Okay, a data type in C++. This will be my last one. And then I will post this to my GitHub, remote GitHub repository. So when I'm creating a variable, I have to give it a type. Let's say I want to create a variable named num1, and I am guaranteeing, making a promise with my compiler, that I will only store ints, which means an integer data type, whole number, into num1. So I can do this. I can say num1 assignment operator 55. Okay, I can do that. And let's see out that. We'll just say new line num1 is space more of these, and then num1, and watch this statement terminator. There you go. So what have I done here? I have declared a variable named num1. Its data type is int. That means an integer, a whole number must be stored in there. Variables are named locations in memory. You don't have to worry too much about the data types as a programmer, in the sense that you don't have to worry about how much memory is being allocated there, but you do have to, when your programs get more complex, you'll learn that you can't mix data types. Sometimes you can mix data types, and by data types I mean the type of this variable. So this variable is used 4 times in this program here, and it is an int. You can see my code blocks, my IDE is telling me that this is an int, right? Other things I can do, I can use a string my str, and this time I will initialize this to a string. If I want, let me see out this first one. So build and run. So this hello. Oh, here's that see out. Num1 is blank blank, and then it gave the value of num1. Didn't give that a key, an entering key to end it. So anyway, let's do this something similar with my string. So let's do this. Just copy and paste that, and then Control C. Control V. My string is my string. So this time I'm going to see num1 is 55, 2 blank lines, and then my string is, this is a string. Okay, that's what I expect. Build and run that. And there you go. Num1 is 55. My string is, this is a string. So I want to end the code here, but for this first module, this is all I want you to do, right? I just want you to code up things like this. I want you to get them running. And then I want you to find your way to where your source code is. So that's probably the hardest thing in this first module. So I know you can't see this, but down here I see the path of actually this program. Start here.cpp. I can see where it is. It's in C:\\2024 spring, new folder CPP, new folder chapter 1 review, and then start here.cpp. So step 1, let's find that with your File Explorer. Okay, so C++, chapter 1 review. Oh, now here it gets, we do have bin and we have obj. These folders were created based on the information I gave to code blocks when I started my project. But anyway, this is the code. This is my source code here. If you want to prove this to yourself, right click on this and open with Notepad. There you go. See? It's just text. This is text. This is the program, right? This is my program. So this is your source code here, and that source code is what you want to store in your remote repository, GitHub Classroom. Okay, so to do that, this is your GitHub username. Okay, so sign into GitHub to continue to GitHub Classroom. So this is my GitHub username. It's dmol, and this is my password, GitHub. If you do not have a GitHub account, create one. It's free. It's a remote. It's a huge remote collection of 1 million different repository, billions of line of code. GitHub is owned by Microsoft, and you just need to know how to use GitHub. It doesn't cost you anything. Just warning, if you get somewhere weird and all of a sudden someone is asking you for money to access your GitHub account, or saying your GitHub account needs to be renewed, no, it's a scam, so don't do that. Anyway, I'm signing in to GitHub Classroom. Two-factor authentication. I just have to live with that now. 211628. 628. Don't mind telling you what that is. Okay, great. So this is the remote directory. So right click on that, and I want to upload files. Okay, so upload files. Choose my files. Now, this is why I paid so much attention to where my code was, right? Because now I want to select my code, which is right here, and open, and then finally commit changes. All right, awesome. So when I look at this, I'll do a video for you. I can see all of your folders, and I can see all of your code. All right, so this is a longer video than what I wanted. I tried to limit my videos to 15 minutes, but I hope that you got something out of this video about the way our class is set up, how to write a C++ program, and how to find your source code, and then how to load that source code into your GitHub Classroom remote repository that I always have set up for you for each module. So whatever code you do, whatever programs you create, I want those put into your GitHub Classroom remote repository. I don't really have a number for the maximum points, but if I see that you have been working through, if I see your commits throughout the throughout the module, even if you just did everything at the last second, the last minute, you're going to get full credit as long as I see a lot of code in there. Okay, and you could ask ChatGPT to write this code for you, and I'll talk about that later. As soon as I get our classroom AI assistant working for you, but hopefully it's code that you have created and you're actually learning something in this class. So, all right, peace out. I'm going to end this, and I'll see you in the next video.